Good evening, everyone. Opened in 1948, Silverstone was built in an aerodrome, a disused war airfield, post-World War II, of course. And the nation at the time needed the opportunity to invigorate the fans and the world back into the form of motorsport. And tonight, we're doing it all over again for the final round of the F2 Mini League here with Invictus Racing League. I'm Jack TM53, your commentator as always for F2. We are literally moments away from qualifying, but just before we get into that, Jordan, I will get you to take us on a lap in a moment. Jordan, just say hello before we move on to our special guest for the evening.
Hello, everyone.
And also, I did mention our special guest as this evening. It's great to have him back. We've got Malk with us. How are you, Malk?
You all right, mate? How you doing? Hello, everyone. It's good to be back. But let's go straight to the qualifying now.
Yeah, absolutely. A lap of Silverstone on board with Ruddo then through Abbey Corner. Flat in the F1 car, a little lift from Ruddo as we go through up into the loop. Well, a big lock up for Ruddo going into the loop. Yeah, interesting actually. Hitting the apex nicely though as we then come up towards entry. See the flat left-hander onto the back straight. Flat out up to 6th gear. You've got a picky breakthrough point here for Brooklands. 50 metres seems to be about the point for Ruddo. A slight lock on the left. A late apex to then bring you straight into Luffield. And you've got a couple of lines for Luffield. You can keep it nice and tight, or you can square up the corner. Looks like Ruddo taking a third line, a mixture of both. Woodcote just absolutely pinned flat, and then we head up to the infamous former first turn of Cobb's Corner. Hit the brakes, 50 metres, get the car turned in, bring the throttle back on, use all the curb you want, or you can, on the outside. Maggots, Beckett and Chapel. Flat left, flat right, slight downshift just to get the car balance ready for Beckett. Chapel still in 4th gear, I probably would have dropped to 3rd, but I'm not driving. Chapel curve, again flat, onto the hanger straight, DRS wide open as we head towards Stowe again. It's amazing. Down the hanger straight, 50 metres you're braking for Stowe, down into 4th, again tip the car in, bring the throttle in, use all the curb on the outside, the Vale chicane, brake on the curb, again you want to try and tuck it in tight to open up the second part, as you then try and go flat through Club Corner, don't take too much curb on the inside. ARL takes pole position, and Ruddo unfortunately taking an invalidation there, so he's going to have a tough start to trying to get this crown.
Yeah, that he will. It looks like, rather brilliantly, we do have a lobby issue. So we are going to be restarting as Lionel Griesby cruises over the finish line. So it looks like we're going to have to restart, which is a bit frustrating. Malk, who are you watching whilst the action was going on?
I was watching Bjorn, and he was doing really well, and unfortunately he had that unfortunate cut the corner. So he had an unfortunate disqualification during that, so and then I just went to watch Stephen when he was taking a bit of time through Maggot to Beckett.
Well, let's have
yeah, that was it.
Yeah, let's have a run through the qualifying order. This will be the qualifying order, hopefully, that we take into the race. So it'll be ARL 33 on pole position, Ash Tube in 2nd, Shortbread, one of the championship protagonists, in 3rd, with Ginger Tiger 4th. Maras, Bruce on row 3 with Nitrogash and Matty Rudd on row 4. Stephen, the only other driver to set a valid lap time, and then everybody else had a DSQ, apart from DXT Matty. Jordan, I don't know if you picked up anything on Matty's run. Did you see if he just... Of course he did. Well, he will be starting from last. So thank you very much for that.
No worries, I'll let you off with that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight, to be honest, and enjoying with you two on the last race of the season, and it's an honour and privilege. And let's hope we have a 3 to bed or 2 to bed moments, shall we say.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I'm going to assume we're going to be having a lobby restart to correct what's going on with it, but whilst we wait for that, Jack, do you want to take us through the standings? Because obviously, as we said, Ruddo looking to win this championship, but he's got a lot of competition.
Yeah, there is a massive championship fight on at the moment. So in terms of the championship standings, for those that aren't aware, the top 3 are separated by 6 points. You've got Ruddo 24 on 46. You've got Shortbread 224 in second on 45, followed by Clips Kiri F1 on 40. So 6 points between those three. Just to make you aware as well, Reshka, Bjorn de Boer, and I was going to say AJLS, but of course ARL, mathematically have the chance to win the championship. They are on 32, 31 and 25 points respectively. But that would take quite a lot of luck, I would say, to change that scenario. In terms of the constructors, it's just as close there. So the AIX team are on 60 points. That's Ruddo and IRC Bruce. ART are on 59, so that's Shortbread and Matty Rudd 28. Third are MP Motorsport, which is Clips Kiri and the newly victoried YB Maras OJ from last week at Hungary. Rodin and Dams are on 42 and 40 points. They could still win the championship too, but again, top three teams are very, very, very close.
And I'm going to let you two talk because I'm sort of busy building something in the background.
Malk, have you driven these cars often? I mean, is this something, I mean, we've obviously commentated on IRL over the years. I mean, have you done much in the way of F2? Have you done career mode, much of them or anything like that?
What, in the past or in this game recently?
Both. Let's go with both.
Okay. I did try the F2 like a few years ago when they were first introduced. And I'll tell you what, without the setups or anything like that, it's absolutely struggling like mad. But I have not tried it this season, so it'd be quite interesting to see how these guys can do the business at the last race of the season.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. So you can see the drivers. There's a couple of them. I'm still in the lobby at the moment. See, there's 4 drivers who are still in this current lobby. Make that 3 because those Stevens just left. As the 2 Rodin cars decide to take each other out going into Village Corner at turn 3 there, but that will be that. So Ash Tube will actually be able to give us a sort of mini moment on board until he decides to retire to the pit. There we go, he's done just that. So we'll go back to the main menu. Mikey has reset the lobby, and if this game will let me exit the multiplayer, it does. Which is great. So Mikey's just trying to get that all sorted. Good evening to you, Kelvin, in the chat there. Good to see you, mate. Hopefully we'll be able to set the lobby up with no issues. We should be able to just go straight into the feature race with the same grid. It just takes a little bit of time having to set the grid. So we don't want to hinder anybody when it comes to any settings. ABS was switched off for reasons unbeknownst to us, but it happens. Mistakes happen. That's why we have the championship that we do. I'll make sure that Malk and Jordan are both here. Jordan obviously is setting up his how would I describe it? His background arithmetic is how I would describe it. But I'm really looking forward to watching the drivers around Silverstone. We know that the first race is going to be dry, so we need to ensure that happens. But what were you about to say then, Jordan?
I forgot my abacus. I was nearly at the ready.
Listen.
It's actually quite difficult trying to build something on a phone spreadsheet. Impressive.
It is impressive. So what Jordan is doing, everybody, is just making sure that we can have the live updated championship standings. Now, for those that are new to IRL or returning to IRL, just to make you aware, the point system in the feature race works as follows: 17, 14, 12, and then the following will go down from there. I'm being very deliberately obtuse because I want Jordan to build up all the hype later on. But for the sprint, that is the second race that we have, it's the top 6 that score points. So it's 6 for first, 5 for 3, 2, 1 for 6th place. That's how that works. So really the big championship moves will be happening in this first race. And Malk, if you were in this position, if you were in a championship fight, let's say you were Shortbread, he's second, he's 1 point behind Ruddo, what would your strategy be? What would you think about, how would you go about tackling this main race, this feature race?
To be honest, Silverstone, to be honest, it is one of the most iconic tracks. So you have to obviously get into like the top four at the start of the qualifying again. But overall, if he can get a good start and ahead of his opponents, then you might see him do well in the second race as well. So I personally just keep out of trouble and just get your head down and just get yourself at the end of the track and make sure you get a good decent amount of points.
Sounds like a plan to me. Let's have a look through these lobby settings just to make sure that everything is okay. We have got all of the assists on that we need to be on. Those are my assists. We'll take them away. You don't need to see those. The weather does need to be on clear. So we'll get that sorted, and session start time needs to be official. We'll get that updated for everybody as soon as we possibly can. Shortbread has just commented, this is for you, Jordan. Seems like that your mic is a little bit quiet, so you might want to turn that up a little bit.
Maybe because I'm turning away from it at the moment.
That would make sense.
Unbelievable.
So, see, the Shortbread's being very kind to you, though. He's trying to help out, but Jordan's one step ahead of us all.
That's true. From my question, while we're waiting for Jordan itself, but from you, Jack, who's been your outstanding driver and team this season from what you've seen? Obviously, I've seen it from the later stages and tonight, but you've seen it from the whole season. So how did you think of which driver and which team has been your best one this season?
I think in terms of driver, I think that the top three have all had their moments. I mean, Shortbread was electrically quick at Azerbaijan in the rain. He would be leading the championship had he have not got a penalty at Zandvoort, which dropped him down the field. So for his debut season in IRL to be doing what he's doing has been really impressive. Ruddo is always impressive no matter what he does. He just knows how to race. He's very clean, he's very methodical, and he's very tactical in his battles. And we saw that last week at Hungaroring. I think Lipskiri he's not had the same heights as those two, because he's not won a race this season so far. And bear in mind, we've had 6 races. But he's had more podiums than anybody else. So he's done a really good job to be fully in contention tonight. I think in terms of teams, I'd have to say the most impressive is the balance between the MP Motorsport cars. Yes, AIX are leading and ART are right behind, but I'd say Ruddo and Shortbread are doing the heavy lifting for those two. That's no offence to Massey Rudd or to IRC Bruce. They've been caught up in their own incidents. Yeah. But Maras won her first race last time out in the Hungaroring. She had a really good drive and she's shown some really good flashes of promise. So I'm hopeful that those 3 teams are going to put on a bombastic performance to us tonight.
Okay, that'd be quite interesting. So, I mean, like for Shortbread and like for Ruddo, I know the title race is so close. But from your perspective, who do you think's going to win? I'm putting the pressure on you. Sorry.
If I had to pick a driver, if I had to pick out of the 3, Shortbread's got the raw pace of the 3 of them. I'd say.
I'm put under pressure on you, mate, but we haven't got long.
No, we haven't got long.
Just we haven't got all night to decide, but it can be decided tonight.
I'll go with pace says Shortbread, instinct says Ruddo, so I will go with Ruddo.
Ooh, okay. How about you, Jordan? Why are you sorting everything out?
Well, it's a tricky one, because as Jack says, the pace of Shortbread is very, very good, but I think the consistency and the fact that Ruddo's, he's very smart with the way he drives. He doesn't necessarily try to always push things, and that tends to keep him out of trouble. So I think on that basis, I think Ruddo will, in my opinion, Ruddo will win it, but it wouldn't surprise me if Shortbread takes it away.
Ooh, okay. Oof, I can't decide. I'm being the fairest and chilled out commentator just to enjoy the race tonight, and whoever wins it tonight for the driver and for the team itself, it's going to be an immense season for them. So it's winner takes all.
Yeah, it really is winner takes all tonight, and I'm excited to get started, which we are moments away. And we have now got some of the settings updated. I think bless Mikey, he is trying his utmost to get everything sorted, and a few drivers are commenting in the Discord saying, have we not got this sorted, have we not got that sorted? What people don't realise is that with the F2 lobbies, for whatever reason, any F1 settings that you save, for whatever reason from a period of time, it seems to default out. So even if you change something, it can go back to a variable. So there are a few, I would say, impatient individuals in the chat area at the moment. Just bear with us, we'll get everything sorted and we will get going. And as you can see, everything is now kicking off, so we are looking forward to the race coming along. And I noticed, Malk, that you very nicely sidestepped who your prediction was there.
Yeah, I'll just do my job. It's tough because I know Rudder and Shortbread for a long time now, and I haven't seen the whole season. I've only seen the last few races, so I can't really judge on that. But I just wish the guys good luck, and it might be a shock tonight. Maybe a 2 in a bed, 3 in a bed moment. You never know. But good luck to them.
One thing we do know is that Rudder's going to have a bit of a task on his hands in this first feature race. I mean, this is the big one, really, because this is where the most points are scored. So this is this could really set the tone for the championship.
Yeah, it will do. Of course, for those that are also wondering, it's a 50% race for the feature. Drivers have to make a mandatory pit stop. And then for the sprint race, that's a little bit shorter. That's running at a 35% lobby for that. The top 12 drivers from the feature are reversed, and they will line up, obviously, in reverse order. So 12th place in the feature will start in P1 for the sprint. So there could be some team tactics going on there. I mean, you know, Matty Rudd will be thinking about it. Bruce definitely will be looking to help out Ruddo where he can, and Maras, and I know Clips will have they like to be teammates quite often, so they're going to have an interesting dynamic tonight. I'm sure Maras, she'll want to go and add another victory to her one that she got last week, but I think she'll be thinking about the teams championship as well, won't she, gents?
Yeah, and I've managed to get my abacus to also prepare for teams as well, so we are fully prepared now. Whether it gets updated every lap, who knows, but we'll find out very shortly as we wait for everyone to obviously get their preset setups selected again, and we'll be off for the formation lap. And it'll be interesting to see what the tyre strategies drivers have gone for.
Absolutely, and I can't wait for it. And just following on from what you're saying, Jack, about last week, I mean, she did an amazing race, and you never know, lightning can strike twice and get another win. But if you know your history of the performance league and all the other stuff and all the F2s, doesn't matter if you've not won the whole league, the whole races of the season, you can still go at it. But here you go, guys. They'll just do their formation up and let you guys kick off.
Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look at the tyre situation then in terms of the drivers. Let's get all the telemetry open so that you can see that. It's a Rodin 1-2 to start us off, and these two, ARL and Ashtube, they've had a bit of bad luck this season. I remember Ashtube having some issues back in Azerbaijan. So, you know, don't discount Rodin completely from the Teams Championship, because if they finish first and second as they are right now, this could certainly open up everything coming forward. You've got Shortbread, then Ginger Tiger, YB Maras, Bruce, Nitrogash and Matty Rudd, the top 8 starting on the soft compound tyre. O. Stephen is the first of the hard shod runners with Clips and Ruddo on the softs, which I'm not surprised about, to be honest. Those guys need to make up as many positions as they can early on. Mikey in the Prema, who just didn't get going and is all the way down, what I'm going to say is going towards turn number 6 at Brooklands. So he's a bit far back. Beyond the ball, also on the soft tyres, so Spud on the hards, Reshka on the soft, and then it's the 2 at the back of Lionel Griesby and, of course, the qualifying band, DXT Matty, 17th on the hard tyres. Jordan, strategy-wise, what are you thinking is the best call?
Well, I'm trying to work out how many laps is this race. It's 15, isn't it, if I remember correctly?
Yeah,
should be
15.
I suspect drivers will probably go to maybe sort of lap 5, lap 6, and then go on to the hard compound tyre. We know from previous F1 seasons you can push the tyres, but when they do get to that sort of drop-off point, you do get pretty badly affected because of the type of corners Silverstone has. Sort of, you're loading up the tyres probably 70% of the corners around this circuit, so having that mechanical grip in the tyre is quite important.
Well, let us see how they get on. ARL's just rounding the final corner now. Malk, I interrupted you. You've got a couple of seconds before Matty gets to the end.
Right, just want to say good luck to everyone, and let's hope we have a cracker, and let's hope that no issues at turn 1. You can never win a race at turn 1, but you can always avoid it if you can.
Fantastic. Mikey getting himself then into position. He is technically the last person getting into his grid box. ARL at the front. It's a Rodin front row for the final feature race of the season. It's Ash Tube and ARL who will make the best start. And the race is live from Silverstone. It's a cracking start from the second row of the grid for Shortbread, but he's going to get boxed in by the 2 Rodin cars, and sure enough he does. Ginger Tiger on the inside of YB Marison goes through to 4th place. Everyone else, as they filter their way through turn 2, as they go on the brakes into Village. Round the outside goes Nitro Gash in the Invictus. There's contact in the background. Malk, who was that?
I believe that was Stephen, I think. He's going to drop himself all the way down to 16th now.
Unfortunate for Stephen, but it doesn't look, I don't know if there's any damage on the car. We'll have to catch up with that in a moment, but ARL leads the way, and Shortbread putting the pressure on Jord already.
Yeah, Matty Road and who was that? I think that was Nitro Gas going side by side as well. Through Brooklands they go, and through Woodcote it's 2 lots of 2. Ruddo up to 10th already as well, so he made a couple of places on this start. As we head towards Cops, are we going to stay side by side? Yes, we are. Ruddo down the inside of Beyond a Borough. That's a brave move, and it looks like Clips Kiri is also looking for a move, but couldn't quite find a run out of Cops.
Maggots and Beckett's in the background. I think that was Beyond the Ball getting just alongside Reshka, holding that 11th place. There's so much action going on already in the opening, what is this, 3.6 mile circuit. ARL and Ash Tube are leading the way. Shortbread putting the pressure on in 3rd place, but he's not quite close enough. Of course, DRS not wide open. There is Matty Rudd and Ruddo all together, 2 by 2, like Jordan said. Where's the arc, ladies and gentlemen? But Matty Rudd just about slots back into place. There goes Beyond the Ball on the inside. Go on, Malk.
Contact. Oh, there was a 2 in the bed. There's nearly a 3 in the bed moment there. They're coming up to the international straight. Oh, the Hamilton straight now. Oh my days. Matty, Reshka's moving up to 10. No, they're still merged together. Unbelievable stuff here.
It could
Proper Doctor Who stuff going on here. I think
you're right.
Phasing in and out between those 2, but Clips Kiri also looking for a move. Oh, that's round for Nitro Gash. He spun round at I can't remember what the name of that one is. That one is that Village now?
Out of the loop, they go. But Beyond the Ball goes up to 10th place, and I think Ruddo was caught up in that spin for Nitro because he's dropped down to 11th place. There's Reshka trying to go up the inside of Matty Rudd. These 2, after dematerialising in their respective TARDIS F2 cars, they're in 8th and 9th. They're still together as they come out of Woodcote, and now Matty Rudd has to slot in behind the massive rear wing on these F2 Dallara 2024 cars. It's absolutely fantastic. Out at the front, ARL's gone and up the road from his teammate, but Shortbread
is all over Ash Tube at the moment. I think he almost had a look out of Brooklands, but couldn't quite find the run. But he's going to have a nice run here. DRS should be open as well, or is it next lap for these cars?
Looks like it's going to be next lap, isn't it, for the 24 cars? But Shortbread's close enough, is he, to have a shot up the inside? No, is the answer to that question. He is certainly not.
Beyond a Boa down the inside of Matty Rudd into Stowe. That's very, very big squeeze. You get the feeling that Bjorn maybe just point to deserve a little bit of extra room there from Matty, but they've got through cleanly, and that's the main thing. Yeah?
I thought there would have been a little bit of contact moments. ARL took the fast lap of the race. No, sorry, I tell a lie. Redsco doing the fast lap. So 1 minute 43.4, 0.7 knots, left to 15th lap.
Well, it's all kicking off here. This is clearly where the points are at right now, and there's fights all over the circuit. DRS now enabled, so Ashtube will be defending for ARL as much as possible. Shortbread will have the first chance down this straight here towards turn number 6 at Brooklands. Over to Malk.
Come on, we want A2 in a bed, mama now! Oh no! Oh no, go on! Go on! Go on, Shortbread, you've got the inside line! He's got the inside line! Still 2 in a bed, mama! Oh, what a move! Brilliant stuff!
Absolutely outstanding from Shortbread, but Ashtube not giving it up. They're going to be side by side into Cops. They aren't. Shortbread switches through into second place. Ashtube trying to get a better run underneath, but he's certainly not going to surely go side by side through Maggots. No, he isn't, and he slots in behind. So Ashtube might have just cost himself a chance with DRS, mightn't he, Jord?
I think he's okay for the detection is just after the initial part of Maggots, so he's okay for now. What this does allow is a 1.2 down the inside goes Ashtube. He sends one to the inside of Stowe, and he's not quite going to get the move done. It was a little bit ambitious, but well worth the try, because he could have forced an error here from Shortbread, and it's allowing ARL to sort of get away here. 1.3 seconds the gap as we head on to lap number 4, and just cars everywhere you see in a shot. Ruddo, though, down in 10th, he's going to have to try and pick at the pace and get back through this field, because I think Nitrogas had an issue somewhere. Yeah, it looks like he's spun or had an incident at the Vale chicane.
Oh, it's a nightmare for Nitrogas. He's been caught up all throughout this season in incidents, unfortunately, but he has soldiered on in the Invictus car. What are you seeing, Malk?
I am seeing Reschke. Reschke moved 2 places, and side by side with Bruce now, 2 in the bed. Coming to Brooklands now. Come on, come on. This is going to be an unbelievable moment now. Can Reschke keep holding on? No. Bruce was thinking about it, but look at Clips. Oh, this is unbelievable stuff, gents.
It's so much action going on. We're trying to all do our absolute utmost to not fall on top of one another at the minute, because there's so much action. But right now, ARL is the man who's just enjoying his 1 second-ish lead. It's going to almost dip underneath. There's a time penalty for Matty Rudd and now YB Mara, so that's going to cost those 2. Shortbread is not close enough in the detection zone. That's going to be interesting to see. I know it says he's under a second, but I don't think Shortbread got DRS. No, he didn't. So Ashtube will be trying to make a move down the hangar straight. There's a queue of cars right the way from 1st to 10th place. You could see Ruddo just there in number 24 in 10th, as Reschke moves up the inside of Maras.
Beyond a bow around the outside of Clips Kiri through Stowe corner. That's good, and we've got a pit stop. That's Ashtube. He's going to be the first man to blink on lap number 4. But Beyond a bow around the outside of Clips through Stowe corner. That was a beautiful move.
That was.
Absolutely. I'm just watching the battle for Bruce now, cut up to the third floor now, and Bjorn is just not having any, time. Oh, I tell you what, he's not going to go around the outside, and he's trying to go through the loop. Oh, and then come up to A-Tree. No, no contact. I think there was contact from Clips to Bjorn, but Bjorn's holding on for dear life. 4 Clips down to the Brooklands. Who's going to hold on for this 7th place now? Oh, Clips? No, Bjorn? Will you guys pick a position?
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Everywhere you look, there is action all over the circuit. Ruddo is watching this, and I wonder if he's thinking about strategy here in terms of the championship. He knows that he's got to make some places up as soon as possible, and he's stuck at the back of this train. Bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that he's not miles away from the lead. Cracking run out of Cops from Ruddo. Here he comes. He's going to go alongside Clips. Through Maggots and Beckett's. They're side by side, and the AIX car goes through. That was brave, but that was massively important for the championship. I was about to say that Ruddo is only 4 seconds off the lead. He might be 8 places, well, in 8th place now, but he might be 7 places off the lead, but he's not far away. And who's,
inside of Maris. So that's good news
on.
for AIX in the Teams Championship.
Fantastic for them. And there's a few in the pits.
I thought there was a 3 in the bed moment then. I'm sorry, lads.
It's so exciting, there's so much going on. But right at the moment, we can see that the drivers are just shuffling around. Shortbread was the one who didn't pit at the front. Beyond the Boars carried on. Ruddo, Clips have carried on. So the 3 championship protagonists are all on the same strategy right now. Where will those pitting right now, where will they feed out compared to Ashtube? So, Jordan, where's Ashtube right now?
Ashtube down in 16th. He's just coming through the final corner now at Club. He is a grand total at the moment of, if I can find the right gap. It actually gives me a gap, would be nice, I'll tell you in a minute. 28.5 seconds. The problem is Ashtube's come out behind Reshka and Ginger Tiger.
He has.
So I do wonder if he's had a bit of an issue somewhere.
I wonder if he's not been able to fire up the hard tire. Oh, he snaps her oversteer as he tries to get on the power. And Reshka did exactly the same thing. But I wonder if by pitting early, he's not got those hard tyres fired up in the same way that the softs will still be able to carry on as Ginger haunts the back of that Road and Motorsport car. Is the right move to stay out at this point? Who knows? Because the hards clearly haven't taken advantage of an undercut yet.
I mean, as we know with F2, completely different rules to F1. No tyre blankets. The tyres come out absolutely stone cold. A little bit like IndyCar in the States. Stone cold tyres. The drivers have to come out of the pits, get them fired, and get them going. So sometimes an overcut does work because you've got heat in the tyres, but it can leave you susceptible if you stay out too long to have cold tyres to another person's warm tyres. So it does make it quite interesting as we have all of the leaders. Bro's got 10 seconds for speeding the pit lane.
Oh, that is not good for Rudder. That is absolutely not good. But I was just saying, the top 4 have gone in now. But here we go. Matty is going to go into first place. And then you got Mikey trying to close in. But then also we've got trying to close into Greasby.
Yeah.
ARL just going through the last corner now. So obviously ARL was the original leader. And I think he's going to keep this because he's going to come through Abbey. I say that as it looks like Shortbread coming out is going to be alongside him. Ooh. Shortbread in the lead, but he's going to have to get those tyres fired up very quickly if he's going to sustain any sort of defence against the Rodin car.
Yeah, he's got an opportunity here because Shortbread just cannot get the tyres fired up in this opening couple of corners. Onto the straight they go.
Debris, sorry lads, Clips, I think he's had a bit of loss of debris, and there's some more debris. We've got two in the bed moments now down at Brooklands. This is unbelievable stuff.
Oh, collision between Bjorn and Ginger Tiger. Ginger Tiger's gone round, a bit of a late lunge, and unfortunately he suffered a spin. Now he's in a right gaggle of cars, 3 wide. Not really anyone's fault here, but unfortunately Ginger Tiger just trying to get going again. Just found himself in an absolute gaggle of cars who are scrapping for position.
It's unbelievable. We've got a proper sextet going on here, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolutely all going on. It is genuinely a sextet as a period of 6 cars. But in truth, they're all battling and squabbling for position, and Ginger will be furious at that. Reshka on the inside at Maggots, but they survive through Beckett's and get away with that one. And Reshka picks up a time penalty. Maris gets another one, so that's going to be a nightmare for her. Down the straight they come. Bruce is in front of his teammate at the minute. Will there be a bit of team tactics going on in a few corners' time? We will find out. But Ginger Tiger, right at the moment, is going to be the angriest man of that sextet because he can't find a way through. He's been punted off by Bjorn de Boer, and he's not in the group that was looking for a race victory because those guys are a couple of seconds, nearly 4 seconds up the road.
Oh my god, there's something happened at Club.
Bruce has had a moment through Club and he's down to 14th. It releases his teammate, but it's not the ideal situation because ideally they would have wanted to swap and have Bruce has a bit of a defensive gate as Bruce now gets past Clips Kiri, who I can't see any visible damage to the car, so whatever he had earlier on looks like he may well have gotten away with it. Maybe a very slight minimal bit of damage.
Absolutely. Sorry, lads. I didn't think to. We've got another two in a bed situation. Jimmy Tiger trying to close in on. Oh no, he's trying to hold on. Oh! Ginger Tiger going for the inside line. Two in a bed still. But Ginger Tiger will try and hold on around the outside. But Ruddo's going to keep on the inside. But oh my god. This is Corpse's corner. I call it Corpse's corner because you never know what's going to happen next. Reska. No. No. This is bad.
This is pure chaos in this race. We're on lap 8 of 15. We're just over the halfway mark, ladies and gentlemen. And we still are none the wiser to who's going to win this race. Every single position is being hard fought for. It's absolutely fantastic. Matty Rudd picks up a time penalty. Further up the field, you've got Shortbread, Ashtube, Bjorn de Boer. Of course, ARL at the front of that gaggle of cars too, as the first of the hard tyre runners goes into the pits. That's O'Stephen pitting, but ARL just hanging on. So this is the fight here that you can see we're on board with. These four are fighting for the net race lead and the 2 feature race podiums, which Shortbread, if it stays as it is, he'll be delighted with that because it will put him in the lead of the championship. O'Stephen now onto the soft tyres. What can he do? As Bjorn de Boer looks to the outside of Ashtube, going into turn 3, locks them. Oh, and that's ARL round.
There's been contact. There was contact. I don't know what happened between himself and Shortbread, but there was just that contact there at the village, I believe.
Yeah, it looked as if there might have been. Jordan, what have you been watching?
Well, I've been sort of flicking between Bjorn de Boer, Ruddo, you name it. I've been flicking between it and missing pretty much every bit of exciting action that's going on. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I think the biggest thing we're going to have to say about tonight is all results are provisional.
They are.
Because obviously we've seen a few incidents here and there and sort of penalties, penalties popping up. Nothing is actually really set in stone. We can pretty much only say what the provisional race winners. You might have to have another stream next week just as a champions reveal.
Yeah, so do stay tuned in a week's time. We'll get that ready for you, everybody, if there's any more incidents tonight. But Bjorn de Boer right under the rear wing of Ashtube. He's got it wide open, but Ashtube also has DRS. And if they're running similar setups, which it seems like everybody is, somewhere between step 3 on the preset and step 4, they're going to be very equally matched. Ashtube going over the grass a little bit there. He gets away with it. Mikey now into the pits in the Prema. Big snap of oversteer for Bjorn de Boer as he goes through turn 16 at Club. Gets away with that. And Mikey's going to inevitably fall down the leaderboard, but that's because he's now making his mandatory pit stop. Out at front, though, the XT Matty just cruising around quite nicely. It'd be interesting to see where he feeds out.
Yeah, I would say about Mike, I just watched Mikey into the pit lane and he was incredibly cautious on that pit limiter button. He must have been a good 200 metres prior, but when he actually pressed the button to where the speed limit line is, so he was very, very careful coming into the pits. That's beyond about maybe shaping up for a move.
Oh, he definitely is up the inside.
Yeah, sorry, the Luffield. He's going to get a good run out of Luffield here. He should clear. Ashtube down the inside. We're going to go side by side into Cops once again, but later on the brakes for Bjorn de Boer gets a better line, allows the car just to run round the outside, and that's up into a provisional second place for Bjorn de Boer.
I don't know how you guys do it every week. Unbelievable stuff.
Without a voice normally.
I wouldn't be surprised with that, to be honest, mate. Shortbread's getting close on Spud now for third place. So Shortbread is moving up to third, passing at Stoke corner, but Ashtube is also getting close on Bjorn. So the club now. Couldn't do anything about it. Over to you, Jim.
Yeah, Eclipse Kiri's left the session. So, yeah, fantastic if you could. Our race leader, DXT Matty, has pitted, so that leaves Lion of Greasby as the only other car out on circuit now yet to make a pit stop. So Spud is in the pits as well, so that's that confirmed. So Line agrees we've got an 8-second lead. In truth, he's probably going to feed out somewhere between Nitrogash and Mikey, his teammate. So we'll see how he gets on. But Shortbread, one benefit that Shortbread had there was when Bjorn de Boer and Ashchi were fighting, Shortbread had DRS on Sir Spud. So that just gave him another couple attempts to eke away from that fight for second and third place. Clips now back in. Thank you very much, Jord, for that. ARL trying to go around the outside of Reshka, now the inside for Luffield. I think Reshka, if he can stay where he is, he'll get a better run off the corner, and he does indeed.
He just about clears him before Woodcut, which is probably the key. Weirdly enough, it's probably actually the most important corner in that little sequence if you're overtaking, because if you're not ahead by Woodcut, very big chance you're going to be side by side into Cop's corner, which is interesting on your own, let alone trying to go wheel to wheel.
Absolutely, I'm just still watching the battle of Maggott and Beckett. ARL still try to hold on to clash it onto Reshka now. It's been an absolutely unbelievable race tonight, and what a way to see it on the final race of the season. I can't believe we haven't got any more. That's what I'm just gobsmacked about it, to be honest.
It could end up becoming a permanent fixture, who knows? You know, this championship has been really exciting to watch, and there has been multiple different race wins. Clips is out. Now, that was a yellow flag, but I think he's retired on circuit. Let me just have a quick check.
It's been cleared up quite... he's actually club corner.
Yeah, has he pulled off to the side of the... Yeah, his AI has, yeah. So, thank you, Spud, for giving us the camera angle for that one. Lion agrees with me, still hoping for a safety car, clearly, because he's 5 seconds clear of Shortbread. He probably hoped that would be it, but alas, it is not. So, he will inevitably have to make that pit stop shortly. Closest fight at the moment between Reshka and ARL. But don't forget, Reshka has a 3-second time penalty. So, ARL will be just hoping to consolidate 5th place. Well, that will soon become 4th place, and it'll be a 3-4 for Rodin, which will be interesting for the Constructors' Championship. Might just pull them right back into it.
Yeah, Bruce has been digging on Matty. Matty obviously on those soft tyres. I also hope Lightning Greasby isn't going on the basis of touring car logic and wanting a point for leading a lap, because he's obviously now led one. Unfortunately, Clips has joined unfortunately too late. His AI has unfortunately probably put pay to his championship hopes now. Yeah,
and it would be if the race result finishes as it is mathematically. Shortbread will be too far clear of Clips, I think, just off the top of my head. I think if Shortbread wins the race, although having said that, Bjorn de Boer has just absolutely side. I think Shortbread's made a mistake, gentlemen, because Bjorn de Boer is less than a couple of attempts behind.
You are right, he is behind Shortbread. Matty's got a 3-second time penalty, and Bjorn's got the fastest top of the race actually, 1:41.995. So be quite interesting in the next 2 laps to see what can Bjorn do. Will he try and break the Shortbread? Definitely. So they're going down the straight now. Passing entry now down to straight now to Brooklyn's. Here we go now. Can Bjorn make the move on to 2nd place? He does, gentlemen.
Great move, nice. And one thing to say, I've just clicked over to fastest lap. Bjorn de Boer is comfortably the fastest driver on circuit. You know, we talked about Shortbread's electric speed, but Bjorn de Boer's fastest lap, the last lap, was a 41.9, the only driver in the 41s. Shortbread has done a 42.6, so maybe it wasn't even a case of it was a mistake. Maybe Bjorn de Boer is absolutely flying. We will see how that shakes out. Ash Tube now running, that's a yellow flag. Who's that who's gone round?
Matty Rudd at Luffield.
That's a shame for Matty Rudd. He slides backwards. Bruce now picks up a time penalty as well. There's quite a few popping off. So we got, in terms of the penalty situation, on your left-hand side of the timing tower, Reshka with 3, Ruddo with 10, DXT Matty with 3, Maras 6, Bruce 3, Matty Rudd and Sir Spud both have 6. So Matty, though, as Ginger Tiger overtakes Ruddo, Matty making some big progress now, and it's not out of the realms of impossibility that he could end up I just had to say, I just saw the same thing that Malk did, to be fair. Go on, Malk, take it away on that.
Sorry, I do want to spoil your thunder then. 141.990, I think it was.
It was.
So, yeah, it was like 4. That was lightning speed at Silverstone there.
Mikey and Nitric Ash, side by side for 13th, is not even in the points, but they're going to give it a good go. Mikey on the soft compound tyres, so looking to make the grip work, but unfortunately Nitric Ash just having his number at the moment.
He certainly does, but Mikey, we've seen on a number of occasions, you know, he is improving as a driver, he is getting quicker, but his bravery is something he also needs to do. Ruddo gets past Ginger. This isn't what Ruddo needs. I mean, I was just looking at the gap, Jordan and Malk as well. You know, 10.6 seconds, 10.7 seconds behind our race leader, Liner Griesby, who will surely pit on this lap. But when Ruddo has his penalty applied, it's going to drop him to 11th, maybe 12th.
Yeah, I think it also depends a little bit on what other penalties people have got as well. Obviously, everyone else isn't necessarily all clean.
Absolutely, sorry. We've got Mile Barra for the lead here. Bjorn going to go around the outside. Same for Shortbread as well. I feel bad for Griesby, but he has to go into the pits. He's got no choice, but he has to go himself into the pits. But Shortbread's... Bjorn's just...
Reshka down the inside of Ash Tube at the Vale chicane. Runs in a bit deep, a little bit of collision as he tries to get back in line. All fair and hard racing there. It was a good effort from Reshka. He just sent it down the inside, just ran a little bit deep. And unfortunately, just ran a little bit too deep to complete the move. But Reshka looking racy against the Rodent as well. And ARL in close attendance if anything goes wrong.
This is the final lap of the race. Can I just point out, this is the final lap of the race. There's been so much action going on here at Silverstone. We've got Reshka trying to make a move. Shortbread, this is important for the championship, really. He wants to try and get past Beyond the Ball. He can't do so there. Reshka on the inside of Ash Tube. And I think Ash Tube, if he's got a racing brain, which I expect he does, he will let the Campos car go and try and overtake him on the main straight. Don't forget, Reshka has that penalty, so regardless, Rodin looking like they're going to finish 3rd and 4th. But back at the front, Bjorn the Boar and Shortbread. This is so important for Shortbread if he wants to really consolidate the championship lead. Don't forget, he's 1 point behind. A win here will give him 17 points. And that'll really, potentially, settle the championship here and now. We'll wait and see what happens with Ruddo's penalty and co. DRS wide open for the ART driver on the final lap. Can he close down on the Dams Lucas Oil car? He is closing down, but he's not close enough. He tried. The squeal of Malk said he tried hard enough, but he couldn't quite get there. He's got 3 corners to go, but I think Bjorn de Boer is going to hang on. I know that everyone else is fighting further back, but I'm watching these two cross the line. Bjorn de Boer takes a 2nd race win of the season. Massive result for the Dams Lucas Oil car. Shortbread takes 2nd, and then it's going to be Ash Tube. Yes, then ARL, then Reshka. Where will Ruddo end up? This is important now. He's going to slide down a little bit. I think Bruce has deliberately slowed down quite a lot. And in the end, Ruddo has ended up 9th. So he might still mathematically have a chance. I don't know. It's going to be... Ooh, we'll have to see. Mikey has been disqualified for reasons unbeknownst to us. Take a breath, everyone. That was a big race.
Where do you start? Where do you finish? Where do you begin with that? I don't even know anymore now. We want to see that again in replay. But it was an unbelievable race. And well to Bjorn for winning that. That was an unbelievable drive from him. And be quite interested to see how the championship live stallions is going to be.
Yeah, I think I'll let you guys go through the race results, so I can put things in.
No problem. I will run through the standings in just a moment, the race results in a moment. There is Bjorn de Boer, not only taking the race victory, but driver of the day as well. And you have to remember that Bjorn did start a little bit lower down. I think he was the 10th or 11th place on the grid because he invalidated his lap. So we'll have a look in a moment. The drivers celebrating. Let's go to the finishing results. So it is Bjorn de Boer from 13th on the grid. What a drive to take the victory. Shortbread takes second with Ashtube third on the podium. Rodin getting a third and fourth. Reshka with Ginger Tiger recovering to 6th place. Good result for Ginger in the end, considering he had a few issues. DXT Matty and IRC Bruce are 7th and 8th, with Ruddo 9th, YB Maras in 10th. O'Stephen and Lionel Griesby, despite pitting on the last lap, gets the final point, and Lionel Griesby will start from pole for the sprint. Nitrogash, Sir Spud, Matty Rudd, they were 13th, 14th, 15th. Clips sadly disconnecting out of the race, and Mikey, for reasons we do not yet know, getting disqualified and not getting any points or anything whatsoever.
Absolutely. Sorry, mate.
No, so after all of that, some live points for everyone. Shortbread will go into the sprint race 9 points ahead of Ruddo, which, as far as I'm aware, Jack, that is championship sealed.
It is indeed.
Congratulations.
Provisionally.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm going to say congratulations now.
So Shortbread, provisional champion going into the sprint race. Ruddo is on 50 points. Bjorn de Boer is now on 49, so he's jumped up to 3rd from 5th. Reshka and Clips joint 4th on 40 points apiece. In terms of the constructors, or the team's championship in this case, ART will assume the lead going into the sprint race. They have a 4-point advantage over AIX. The rest of the field was at 11 points maximum, so you've got Rodin and Dams tied for 3rd on 64, MP on 58. MP now out of it, but the other 4 teams certainly well within a good chance here of teams' victories.
Oof. Well, one championship has been settled, provisionally, of course, with the Shortbread taking that result. We'll have to wait and see what happened with the incident with Shortbread, and it was ARL, wasn't it? He looks like he's a bit unhappy, does ARL in the chat, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Of course, any drivers who've been aggrieved by an incident, they can throw a ticket in, and that'll be reviewed by our admin team and stewarding team, which I'm not part of, because otherwise I'll just give everyone penalties for the sake of trying to overtake anybody, because I'm mean. But constructors wise, Jordan, and for yourself, Malk, as well, of course, this is quite close. I mean, Malk, you sidestepped the question before about who's going to win the Drivers' Championship. I put my neck on the line and lost. I think it's only fair now that you consolidate your... After watching that race, you consolidate a decision. Who's going to take it? Is it going to be ART? Is it going to be AIX? Campos? Well, it's not Campos. It's Rodin?
Rodin and Dams.
Rodin and Dams. Might need to give us the points again, Joel.
ART have 73, AIX on 69, Rodin and Dams, very big outside chance on 64, but still doable.
Okay, I'll be fair, because that's going to kill me if I don't say anything. So I will go for ART because of what happened. I think, seeing the battle, I think Shortbread can just hold on and produce the goods with his team as well, with Matty Wood. Unfortunately for Matty Wood, I know he's had a bit of an unfortunate accident on the track itself, but I'm hoping Matty would bounce up and and get himself into hopefully in the top 8.
What do you think, Jord?
I reckon AIX will probably get this. I think you've got... It's a really interesting dynamic, because the ARTs, you've got Matty Rudd starting quite high up, and obviously Shortbread right at the bottom end, but the 2 AIX cars are starting in the middle, and they've got a great chance of working together to get through the field. And with Ruddo's pace available to him, I think there's a good chance he can make his way through that field and towards the top places, and maybe even drag Bruce with him with that DRS.
Yeah, and am I right in saying as well that Matty Rudd finished outside the top 12, so it's actually going to be even harder for ART to keep hold of this.
Hmm.
So
Never say never. That's what I always thought. Everyone thought it was going to be one person guaranteed and one team guaranteed. I remember ages ago, I think it was in the Performance League, we had about 4 to 6 people, like drivers, to battle it out on the last day of the season, and it was just, you just don't know what's going to happen. So never say never, but I'm sticking with ART regardless, so I think you might see a few shocks.
Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen. All we can do is watch it and be amazed by it, shall we say, and probably not comment on any of it whilst we have our mouths open and amazement.
So just get the popcorn ready and just enjoy the moment now, just like what's going to happen next. Unbelievable stuff.
Well, we are not far. I mean, if we do have the popcorn, gentlemen, I think what'll happen is we'll just end up spitting it out by all the excitement we've got going on, and we are.
There's no voice.
Yeah,
no
it's just pebbles. That's all it is. Pebble. It's not Pebble Dash. It's Popcorn Dash. As we get ready for the 10-lap sprint. Don't forget as well, if you are watching, it would be great if you could give a like to the stream, or if you're watching for the first time, do subscribe. It's great to have you on board with us in Invictus. We will be moving over to F1 25 in just a few weeks' time. The first date of release, I believe, is the 30th of May. I think that's the general release. I think the pre-order access do get 3 days earlier, if I'm correct, Jordan? Typically?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. So they get 3 days extra, but we will be running leagues on F1 25. Applications will be opening, obviously, once the game has launched. So we will give you more information about that in the coming days. And that looks overcast. I'm just looking at the tyres that people are selecting and the pit gantry, and that's a mixture of dry tyres. I can see red wall Pirelli tyres and white wall Pirelli tyres, so I think it's dry.
Dry to start with. I wonder if there's going to be rain. I wonder if Spud's amazing weather team can let us know, because they've been wrong on every occasion, so if they say it's dry,
It'll right.
guarantee it'll
I'm just waiting for that, actually. Just on the edge of our seats thinking, is it going to rain? Fingers crossed. Some people will say no. Some people say yes, and it's just unbelievable stuff. But good evening to everyone that's in the chat. Please make sure you like and subscribe to Invictus Racing League, guys. Jack and Jordan, they've been absolutely amazing this season with the F2 League. So give them that thumbs up, guys. Give them a like. Give them some encouragement, guys. There you go. That's me done.
Spud's just commented saying looks dry, lol. So they don't know either. Well, this is going to be the final race of the F2 Mini League, and to be honest with you, it is of course something that we're considering for next year's game. Every possibility in terms of the F1 League, we are going to naturally have one of those. We will be considering an F2 League because it's been really popular. You know, we've had really good lobby. We've had a few drivers unfortunately have to pull out due to various. Gattuso, one of the drivers. I was speaking with him last week, and he's actually damaged his wrist from league racing, so he's missed the last few races, and his teammates have also had a few issues. So it has been popular, and I'm really looking forward to the first fully fledged IRL championship under new management with Mikey and the gang. But the formation lap is underway. And where is Line of Greasby? Because he's not in the lobby. Now I wonder if he's had to disappear.
I believe he has.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's here at all.
Only 16 runners now. I only see one praying on the grid, unless Line of Greasby's turned into a ghost and we just can't see him.
Malk, any sign of the Phantom Greasby on your end?
Unfortunately, mate, no. He's just disappeared. A disappearing act. I've not heard anything, to be honest. Shortbread just commented saying F2 cars are fun. To be fair, I underestimated them. So that was a good quote actually, because none of us expected the F2 cars to be popular in the games, but it's just been unpredictable, and that's what you need in the league. You need the unpredictable winners and stuff.
Yeah, that's what we're after, and we've had multiple different race winners. So, you know, Shortbread being one of those, provisionally champion, of course, as well. I know that there's a ticket already in for another incident, not to do with Shortbread or anything like that, but I have just seen that has gone out there. So tyre strategy looks very split, doesn't it, Jordan? There's a nice red and white tower on the left-hand side.
Very interesting how pretty much you got Shortbread, Ruddo starting on the hards, Bjorn Clips on the softs, Reshka on the softs. So a couple of the sort of top end guys of Ruddo and Shortbread starting on the hard tyre, which is very, very interesting to note.
Maybe they feel... Go on, Malk.
Sorry, just a quick one. Do they need to pit in this one?
They do indeed.
They do indeed, okay. Just want to double check, that was right.
No harm in double checking for us all. Well, Mikey pulls the Prema into position very slowly, but he gets there in the end. It's Nitro Crash on pole position with the soft tyre. He needs to make a good start to get away from O'Stephen, and the race is live for the sprint here at Silverstone. It is a good start from Nitro, and Maras is already up to second. Ruddo on the inside of O'Stephen. That's an important move for the constructors. This contact, it's free wide. They're going to go off the road. That's Reshka and Matty just about surviving. There's a few bumps and knocks going through turn 2, 3 and 4. They're 4 wide almost at one point going between the Dams Lucas Oil cars, but they just about survive. The hard and the soft tyre runners are all fighting for position. Ruddo and I think Bruce going backwards. He's down to 10th already. Those hard tyres not firing up at all. Reshka trying to make a move early on. Ruddo defending from Ashtube into turn number 6, and I'll let one of the two gentlemen beside me take over because I need to breathe.
Side by side in the mid pack as we go through Luffield, then rows of 2 cars going through up through Woodcote. We've got is that Ruddo looking on Ashtube, not quite getting a move. Matty and Bjorn, the 2 Dams teammates going side by side. They need to sort this out for the team's championship. Oh, that's going to be close. A little bit wide. Looks like Ginger Tiger looking to make an opportunistic move here. Can he get both of them into Maggots? He's got one of them, and there's collision in through Maggots into Beck as we go. Somehow they're both still facing the same way. And oh my word, this is an interesting lines. Almost 3 wide as Mark said, but Bjorn the Bower now comes back past Ginger Tiger. After I think it was Matty and Ginger Tiger were going side by side up towards Stowe Corner for the first time of 10. And Ginger Tiger now fending off from Shortbread, who's looking down the inside. And Mark, you can take over now.
Sorry, Jordan. That was just unbelievable stuff from like three nearly 4 away. Just watching Maris now going to get closer to Nitro. She was a couple of tenths behind, but there's another battle behind. There is Reshka and Ruddo. Ruddo's holding on for dear life, passing. Reshka's just holding on, just trying to move up to 7th place. Reshka, I thought he was going to go around the outside. He's going to go to the inside line now. Hold contact. There's been contact.
What did you see? What happened there? I caught the end of that in terms of Reshka and Ruddo, but nevertheless, it looks like Reshka has plummeted away from the AIX car. So sadly for the Campos driver, he's gone backwards and lost a spot to Bjorn de Boer, who is on a mission tonight in that blue and black Dams Lucas Oil car as he slides the car through turn 7 at Luffield. Ruddo putting on the maximum defence he possibly can. Start to look a little bit more lighter in terms of the skies. That's not to say it's not going to rain, but it does look a little bit interesting as Ruddo defends to the inside at Cops. We're on board with Bjorn de Boer. He's trying to go all the way around the outside, and Ruddo naturally runs him out of road. And I'd be surprised if Bjorn keeps that position. That's clumsy. That was very clumsy. That could have been a huge accident, but they lived to tell the tale. Got to say, you can't overtake off track, and I think Bjorn de Boer just kind of misjudged that Pirelli black tyre situation right there. He's going to try again on the outside of Ruddo at going down the hanger straight into Stowe Corner. He's got more grip than the AIX car, but Ruddo knows how to defend and forces him off the road again. Reshka are on board with Bjorn on the inside of Ruddo. You've got Ginger Tiger looking through all of this, and there's a little bit of contact. Ruddo gets shuffled down to 5th place, and there's a very strange clipping between Clips himself and Ginger Tiger. And that's
someone off in the gravel as well.
The XT Matty.
Matty.
That was just insane stuff. That was absolutely insane. And I was about to say there's another Doctor Who moment there. Oh! Ginger Tiger making a move on the inside line. And they're coming to the loop. And they're coming to Aintree now. Clips. Oh, where are those video clips now for the two in the Ben Mullen? He's still going side to side and the no, he won't. And oh my days! Reshka just lost it at Brooklyn, so they're coming to Love Field now. Ginger Tiger is just on the prowl now to try and make the move, but nothing of it yet, gents.
One thing I would note here, Jack, is Mikey has already pitted, and it looks like ARL was shaping up a move on Bruce. Down the inside of Cops, and Bruce runs wide. Not really much space to be given there, so I think that'll be the argument for him. But yeah, Mikey's already pitted for hard tyres. I can't remember being a 25% race. I can't remember how many laps you have to have done to change tyres. Because in F2, normally on a normal race, for feature race, which is what this is technically classed as in this game right now, you normally have to wait 6 laps before you can pit. But Mikey only doing the one. As Reshka down the inside of Ruddo down at Stowe. But we know Ruddo should have a bit of tyre delta coming. Oh, that was close between Reshka and Ruddo as Reshka came into the pits.
Yeah, that was very, very close, but thankfully Ruddo having the wits about him to avoid the incident there, and that is a couple of cars beyond the ball. New fastest lap. The man just seems to love Silverstone. He's absolutely flying in that number 7 machine right in front of us on the screen. There's a little bit of a gaggle of cars, the trio here of Ruddo, Ginger Tiger and Shortbread. It's interesting to know how the drivers are going to go here, because those that started on the soft tyre, how is their strategy going to work with the hards? You know, we don't know the convergence of the tyres in terms of speed, so the soft tyre runners later on, they could pit early and have loads of life on the soft tyres to the end as Ginger goes to the inside of Ruddo. These two traded wheel paint before, and they're going to do so again as they go around the outside with the yellow Invictus. Trying to go around Ruddo. He's going to have the traction. He goes through. Shortbread trying to box his way through as well, but Ruddo shuts the door firmly. We've got a car round. Is that Clips Kiri?
Clips Kiri, yeah. No damage on the car, so it looks like just a spin.
Can also make a point. We haven't watched the front 3, but Nitro Gash is leading the way. he has got Maras. Maras is right behind him, and Ash Tube is there too as Ginger picks up a time penalty on the exit of Chapel, interestingly. Maras to the inside of Nitro, there's contact. They survive. A little bit of oversteer for Maras. Do they carry on? The front 3 do.
Ruddo went down the inside of Ginger Tiger, but he ran deep through Stowe. And Ruddo coming in.
I thought he'd do that. I had a feeling he'd do that, because I think in my mind what I was working out before is whether it's worth the hard tyre runners pitting a little bit earlier, getting those soft tyres on and just running to the end of the race. You know, it didn't look like degradation was too bad earlier in the main race, so why not give it a shot? He's in the pits along with Bjorn de Boer and DXT Matty. At the front though, the leading trio, they've got a 6-second gap to Ginger Tiger, but they're all together now. And let's see who comes out on top.
Come on! Can we have a two to bed moment now? Will Maris make the move? No, Nitro holding on! Nitro's holding on for dear life now. Going for the inside line of Lovefield. Come on, you beauty! Come on! This is going to be insane stuff now. Nitro, fair play to him. Holding on, but Ash Tube and Maris is not messing about. Oh, I thought Maris was going to make the move on the Corpse's Corner, or Corpse's Corner I always call it, every time throughout the F1 series. But here we go, they come up down to the Maggots and Beckett, so I will stop after this, because my voice will be gone after this. Maris, come on. Ash Tube, oh my god, come on. We want a 3 to bed. Come on! I don't think it's going to happen. Nitro's trying to hold on. Maris. 3 to bed! 3 to bed, moment now! Oh, no contact! There's still 3 to bed. Running off now.
They're side by side into the pit lane. Unbelievable. Ash Tube just dived in front of Maras. They both don't pick up penalties, so that's good news for them. Nitrogash carries on the soft tyre. That was unbelievable. I thought they were going to have contact into the pit lane. They survive for another lap. Shortbread carries on. So Shortbread will move up into P2. You've got an Invictus 1-3, but don't forget the 2 yellow cars have not yet pitted. Matty Rudd moves up to 4th. Where is the rest of the gang in terms of those that pitted earlier? Bjorndebor's got 3 seconds to Ruddo, who's in front of Reshka, and who is going to feed out where? This is so difficult to call, everybody. We're on lap 6. We're over halfway into the sprint, and we're still trying to work out who's where.
Yeah, and obviously Bjorndebor and Ruddo will be making up a few extra places now as they pass those in the pits. Bruce just coming out in the Sister AIX car.
And
Come out in 12th. Let's see what sort of pace Bruce has on those soft compound tyres, because he's not a million miles away from anyone. He's 3 seconds away from most Stephen, but in reality, with the tyre doubters, Bjorndebor, I think, will be side by side with Maris coming into Brooklands.
He goes through.
That's a net position gain as well now, because obviously both drivers having already pitted.
Yeah, and Ash Tube as well, trying to fend off Bjorndebor. But in truth, I think the Dams driver is just in a league of his own tonight. He is absolutely flying. And now he's going to try and put a move on Ash Tube. I don't think going into Cops he'll be wise. And sure enough, he heeds my warning. But then he's going to try and have a little sneak up the inside at Maggot. He's got a front wing alongside, but he can't get through there. Nitrogash is going down and into the pit lane, so our race leader in the pits. So this is the moment for Bjorndebor. He's got to get the DRS wide open.
Sorry, that Shortbread now into the pits as well for ART.
Here comes Bjorndebor around the outside as the 2 Invicta cars go into the pits, but Bjorndebor is up into what could be the net race lead. We shall see, because Ginger Tiger has actually carried on. Nitro now on the hard compound tyres. Where will he feed out?
But the ART boys just had a big double stack there. Matty Rudd now only just getting his service in the pits. So not ideal for them in a team's capacity, but soft tyres onto Matty Rudd's machine. Hopefully he'll be able to use that pace.
Bjorn just got ahead, sorry Jordan. Bjorn just goes ahead of Nitrogash at the end of the pits, and now he's got to run ahead now.
That is a move for what could be the net race lead, because Nitro has been defending for all of his worth, but Bjorndebor's come out of nowhere. Here's Ash Tube down the inside. Can he brake a little bit later than the Invicta car? The Rodin car moves into 3rd place on circuit, and you've got 8 cars, actually 7 cars, together. There's Maras up the inside of Nitro, and that's going to be brave from the MP Motorsport car, the number 11 in this game, of course, rather than the number 2, but never mind. But number 12, I should say, actually. But Maras, she moves up into 4th place. So Maras again going well in the sprint. She's able to knock it with everybody, but then picks up a time penalty through Maggot by cutting the corner. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen, who's watching at home. We've got a sextet of cars together.
Absolutely.
That's going to become your new favourite word.
If we can get 10 cars together, I can say it's a decade of cars, but we haven't got the chance to do that as Ruddo goes down the inside of Nitro, who just can't get those tyres fired up. He's going to run off the road, but I think the game's holding to give that place back. So Nitro just struggling to get those hard tyres fired up, and Ruddo is in prime position here to go after the net race leader, because Ginger Tiger is coming down the pit lane, and I think he's going to end up maybe down in 9th place.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, he's nearly spun coming out of the pit lane. He's lit the rears up, just trying to get out of the pit lane, and that is going to allow an opportunity here, I think, for Bruce, as he looks to go round the outside.
Oh,
yeah, that's a lovely move from Bruce. Round the outside into the loop, and completed through Aintree. Good racing from the pair of them.
You said contact, Malk. Was it Nitro?
Yeah, well, Shortbread did make 2 moves at the loop, but unfortunately I think he just made contact with Nitro, and hence why he's dropped himself down to 8th place.
That's a shame for Nitro. It was looking so good for him, but Shortbread is now using those soft tyres to full effect, and this will be annoying for Ruddo because he's got Shortbread going past Maras into 4th position. Maras running wide, that'll be a warning. And then it'll be down to the 2 soft shod runners now, whether they can close the gap to Beyond the Bower and Ashtube 1-2, 1-2, because those guys are also fighting for the race lead. Bear in mind, Ashtube, he's not had a podium this season. He's been really unfortunate. He's had a really good showing tonight, but he's got the 2 Red Wall Pirelli cars hunting him down. It's going to be a tall order to keep those 2 behind. Here goes Shortbread to the outside of turn number 15, and Ruddo slams him out wide.
Very close there. We've also got a battle for 7th between Stephen, Nitrogas and Bruce. Nitrogas looking down the inside of the Vale chicane. Not quite going to make that one work. The door closes and they all bunge up through as they go through Club Corner and onto the penultimate lap they go. This not even for a point in this sprint race.
Yellow flag out there. I'm just wondering who that was for. Mikey was still going. I wonder if someone's just...
He's dropped behind.
Oh!
Matty.
Well called, Malk. Maras going round, and Stephen looks like Stephen's going to move into the points, but don't forget, Stephen's got a time penalty, so Nitro might still get a point. Shortbread going up the inside of Ruddo. Just take your moments when you can, gents, because it's almost impossible to keep on top of all the action. It's absolutely frenetic, and Nitro sideways!
Oh no! I didn't see that bit. I just saw the end point of it. Did you see that, lad?
Yeah, Nitro got run into the back of, but there was 7 million cars in one corner. It was really difficult to tell who it was. But sadly for Nitro, contact between himself and Maras around the outside of Cops Corner. This is the penultimate lap. We've got about 4 miles left to go. Clips is going up the inside of his teammate now. Oh, and those 2 are making contact through Maggots and Beckett. They just about lean on each other and give enough racing room, and away they go. But goodness me, Ruddo now going back past Shortbread with the dive of the century. But Shortbread trying to do the undercut. Can't get there on that side. Will he make a lunge into turn 16? No, is the answer. And the front 2 looks like they might just about survive this, because it's a battle between them for the race win.
Yeah, and you got to remember, Ruddo's soft tyres a couple of laps older than Shortbread's as well, so Shortbread will be in a slightly better position. But one thing we also have to remember, Bruce is on the back of O'Steven. Bruce is fighting for a point for AIX. Not that, it might not come into fruition for a championship, but it's important nonetheless because of any potential penalties after this race.
Yeah. That's for sure. Mikey has... Yes, Jordan, your theory was right before. Mikey pitted too early. So Mikey's been disqualified, and I reckon that's why he was disqualified before, as Clips and ARL go side by side through turn number 4.
Past Ruddo for 3rd place through Brooklands, and into Luffield they go. And they've got Reshka right behind them. I think Bruce is now past O'Steven as well. And that's a spin for Ginger Tiger, sorry. He's on the outside of Brooklands. I don't know what quite happened to him, but I did think, I saw in the background that he suddenly went sideways. And Reshka and Ruddo now going side by side, going in towards Cops Corner. And I think the top 2 are now 4 tenths within it, so Ashtu potentially, if he gets a good run out of Chapel, we could have a fight for the lead as well.
Well then, here we go. Final straight. Final opportunity for Ashtube to take a first race win this season. He is closing the gap down towards Beyond the Ball, but I don't think he's going to be close enough. He doesn't make a lunge. He goes through turn number 15 at Stowe. Is he brave enough to try and send it up the inside at 16? He goes very late, and like Malk tried to give him the encouragement, he couldn't quite make it. Beyond the Boa is going to round the final corner. It's all kicking off further back. Well done to Beyond the Boa for winning it. Ashtube second. Then everybody else. I think Ruddo's made contact with Shortbread, and Reshka's off the road. I don't know what's gone on there, but Reshka all over the shop. I don't know where about on track he is. He's going to lose a point to Bruce over the line. It's Nitro in 6th. So Nitro gets a point after all that, and then everybody else in the entirety of United Kingdom crossing the line in one go. You know, ladies and gentlemen, when you see action like that and you keep on top of it, it's brilliant. But when it's impossible, it's impossible.
Absolutely. And we're all speechless. Absolutely speechless.
Malk didn't even get a chance to say a word on the final lap because it was all kicking off.
That I just thought I'm not interfering, and this was a great battle, and you guys were on top form. So I didn't want to intrude with that, but that was just insane stuff. And what a Bjorn again, unbelievable stuff. He just loves Silverstone more. So
no, he does. Now I know Jordan's going to be working on the points situation. I can hear him dabbling away, so I will run through the drivers' finishing results. It's Bjorn de Boer who takes the second provisional race victory of the evening. Ash is second. What a drive for him. His first podium of the season. What a time to get it. Shortbread ends up third with Ruddo in fourth. Bruce in fifth place. Nitro in sixth with the last sprint race point. Reshka, ARL, DXT, Matty and Sir Spud inside the top 10. Matty Rudd, YB Maras, O'Stephen, Clips and Ginger Tiger all being classified, but Mikey disqualified for pitting too early. We'll have to find out what happened between Ruddo and Reshka because those two were off the road going through the final couple of corners, and I fear that they might have made contact. So all of these results are of course provisional.
Absolutely. I was waiting for Jordan to say something then, to be honest. But it's just, obviously these are all provisional standings itself, but whatever happens, it's been an unbelievable race. Yes, there's been some unfortunate accidents from some of the drivers, but overall, it was an unbelievable race.
Yeah, absolutely, Val. I think you know races are good when you can't keep on top of them.
Oh God, yeah.
That's my sort of definition of a good race, is when you can't actually keep up with everything that's happening. Good race. But some provisional points for everyone at home. Drivers wise, Shortbread finishes the season provisionally on 63 points. It is Bjorn de Boer, however, provisionally, who takes second in the championship with 55.
Wow.
Ruddo on 53. Clips and Reshka will be joint fourth, and I'm sure will be separated by wins, which I believe Reshka will take. In terms of the teams championship, ART are provisionally the teams champions on 77 points. AIX have 72. Vans up to third on 70, which, considering where they started, they were 20 points off of the lead coming into this weekend, or this evening. They finished 7 behind the champions of ART. Roden have 69, only another point behind. MP finish on 58.
So
So
did you enjoy that, Mal?
I'm speechless. I want some more popcorn to watch that again, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know what to say, but obviously with the provisionals and all the other stuff, I just hope we have some clarification and stuff, and well done to the guys. They've been unbelievable season from what you guys, and for yourself, Jack, and for yourself, Jordan. Unbelievable from the commentator side, and thank you again for inviting me to join for the last race of the season.
I'm going to ask you the same question. I'm going to let you both have the opportunity to answer this. Jord, I'll let you go first. But who's your driver of the day, Jord?
driver of the day, I mean, the obvious one's probably Bjorn, isn't it, really? And
yeah.
It's hard to make a case of why he shouldn't be driver of the day. He drove sublimely in both races, had to come back through the pack. Yeah, he was patient when he had to be, and sort of made the moves at critical points in the races. So, yeah, unfortunately, as much as I'd love to give it to someone else, I mean, there isn't really a case against Bjorn tonight.
What do you think, Mal?
I'm with Jordan. I can't see anyone else other than Bjorn. Out of nowhere, just to win that twice at Silverstone. Unbelievable stuff. and fair play to him. Even though in the comments he's saying that's not his best track overall. So it just shows that he likes the track when he says that. He probably says no after. But I'm going to go with Bjorn.
Well, two people there are going with Bjorn de Boer for driver of the day, and I think that's pretty unanimous between the three of us. But I don't vote for driver of the day because that would be unfair. Just a couple of comments that have come through before we finish up. Samurai 0111 says, how do I join this league? What I would say is, Malk, you're in the comments at the moment. I don't know if you could send a Discord link, just throw it in there to Samurai 0111, potentially. I don't know if you can, but what you could do, Samurai, is if you leave a comment on the video when it gets, well, when this stream ends and it converts as a video, if you leave a comment saying how do I join, we will put a response back to you so that you can go through it that way. Kelvin said we'll take 10th. This has been a great league for mini racing. I vote for myself for the weather in this mini league. He's also put short. Red has said cheers to the commentary lads, nicely done. And Smoker says completely missed the second race. Well, Smoke, you'll be able to catch it all on Invictus Racing League's YouTube. It'll be live in just a few moments time when we finish up. So I think I will wrap this up. I think that's what we will do. First of all, Malk, thanks very much for joining us this evening. It's been a pleasure to have you back, and we're looking forward to obviously more action next season. And if you're still around, potentially, it'd be nice to have you on the odd occasion popping back in.
Never say never. That's all I'm going to say. But thank you very much again, guys. Much appreciated. I really enjoyed it tonight. Thank you. And see you all, guys.
Thank you, Malk. Jordan, thank you for joining as well in the comms this season. It's been great to have you, mate. And looking forward to the future endeavours we've got in IRL.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's been, nice to actually commentate with you for a change.
Yes.
Rather than commentating on each other. For those that don't know, how most of the time we comment on each other's racing rather than with each other. So nice little change now. But yeah, obviously new game coming up. I know, Jack, you've been sort of, I think, probably having a little bit of a play of it with the
I have indeed, yes. I have.
So obviously we'll probably be asking you lots of questions about how you think it is and what it's like. But yeah, it's going to be interesting with the new game coming out, obviously for the new season. And yeah, obviously all of the details will be going out on the socials as and when they sort of get decided and the plans in place. And yeah, I think everyone's going to be really excited for a new season of F1 racing.
That they are, and Jordan's alluded to it there. All of the information that you need to know. If you're not part of Invictus Racing League, do follow us on our social media channels. We, of course, have got X/Twitter, it's better to call it Twitter, Instagram, Facebook as well. So follow any of the channels there. You'll get all the information that you need to know alongside any updates on championship standings. We'd like to try and put it all on there nowadays as well. If you're part of the Discord, do check the announcements area. We'll be going through our plans for the season over the coming weeks. We'll be revealing the calendar and, of course, any teammate situations over the coming weeks, and applications will open for season 21 when the game comes out. So do just keep a close eye on that. But from Malk, from Jordan and from myself, JackTM53, that has been the F2 Mini League here with Invictus Racing League, and wherever it might be in the big wide world, have a good one, and we'll see you on F1 25.